Hey, we need to have a little talk. So, I've been gone from YouTube and Instagram for 3 months today. And the initial reason for that was I wanted to delete all distractions from cubing. Just get them out of the way, only focus on cubing. And what ended up happening was I distracted myself from cubing with the lovely person who got me this shirt. We started dating again 3.5 months ago on September 10th. And it was about 2.5 weeks after we started dating that I had all these goals and aspirations that I wanted to get social media out of the way and just focus on cubing. And what ended up happening was I've devoted the last 3 months of my time essentially to learning SoonZB, learning anti-SoonZB, and that's about it. Other than rebuilding that foundation, spending quality time with her and her family, her spending quality time with me and my family. Because, that's important. That's a future investment that is very important to me, very important to her. So, that's what the last 3 months have been. And now that I have that support system and that's not going to fall through, I'm able to focus on other things that are also important to me. If you notice in my 424 video, I'm a little flabbier than I was when I stepped away. That's because I haven't been going to the gym either. I've stopped caring about what I eat as well. I haven't PR'd in 3x3 in a 1.5 years. And that's really just skill issue. Like, none of this is me blaming anything on her. No, it's, there's nothing to blame. I decided to put my time into other areas of my life as opposed to cubing and lifting, which is all that my YouTube was. So, essentially, I took away YouTube and Instagram, and those were the platforms for me to talk about those two things, to talk about cubing and lifting. And since I took away the incentive to talk to you guys about it, it kind of took away the incentive for me to do either of those things at all. But now I have a support system with her. Her name's Austin, by the way, with a Y. Sorry. But what I really wanted to talk to everyone about today was that I came to a realization over the last 3 months. I think it happened earlier today, actually, because what happened was Kate Graham, there was stuff that happened before this with, like, another top cuber that kind of brought this issue to my attention, but what really hit it home for me today was Kate Graham was at the competition I was at today, and she asked me if I really had fun cubing, because the way that I act in my videos makes it seem like I'm just grinding because I want to be the best, not because I actually have fun cubing. And I was taken aback by that question, because why would I grind so hard at something if I don't like it? And then it hit me. If she asked me that question a couple months ago, my answer would have been completely different. I would have said it's not about fun. It's about being the best in the world no matter what it takes. And that's just not true anymore. I still have humongous goals and aspirations, but I stripped myself of the number one aspect of cubing, which is it's fun, it's a hobby. And it's the dumbest thing I've ever done, because I came to the realization that my mindset has been skewed for so long, and I can't remember exactly when that conversation took place. I think it was right after round 1, because in round 2 I did pretty well. I just paused for forever. Like, my solutions were unbelievable. My inspection was through the roof. And I just did like 100 solves. I sat down and I was bored, so I did 100 solves. And they were great. Like, everything I did was so great. And I haven't had like a long session like that, or a day like today, in a long time. So this brings me to like one of my 2 main points. The whiplash mentality, as I call it, is not meant for cubing. It's not meant for anything. If you watched or listened to my car talks and you took that information that I gave you and you ran with it, stop right now. Because, take it from me, it doesn't get you anywhere. Finding out that the main character in that movie canonically, not in the movie, but canonically killed himself after the events in the movie took place because of that obsession in his mind. This was confirmed by the director. He was the one who said it. Completely skewed my entire reality. I watched the Bulls documentary again recently. Michael Jordan has that same win at all costs competitive mindset. And it worked for him, but you look at him in the context of what's going on in the documentary. He's talking to this camera crew with no friends. His familial relationship is skewed, and he's talking to a camera crew with a lit cigar in his mouth and a glass of bourbon next to him in a multi-$100 million mansion, because he hasn't had anyone to talk to for so long. All his teammates hate him because he had that mentality. And because he tried to force it on them. He punched his point guard in the face to prove a point. All that basically to say, it's not worth it. Don't torture yourself. Especially not in that context. It's not worth it. My other point, that was sort of the PSA section of this. I want to get to this because this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about truly. I 3 weeks ago got the worst news of my entire life. I was on my way to Waffle House with Austin, and I got a text that my best friend Lucas was in the hospital for a gunshot wound. At that point, we didn't know anything. We didn't know if he was just randomly shot by someone or if it was an attempt on himself. And the next morning, it was confirmed that it was an attempt on himself. I couldn't go to school. I couldn't do anything. I took the day off. Austin also took the day off because she knew him as well. I just laid with her and I cried because that was all that I could do. Couple days after I found out that information, I had a competition in Ohio that my parents didn't want me to drive to, and I choked. I was supposed to win it for him, and I choked. because I put that pressure on myself. It all goes back to the beginning. If you put pressure on yourself, you're not going to perform. There's already enough pressure in the world. And then I made peace with the situation. His parents asked me to speak at his memorial service on Friday, like 8 days ago. The very next day there was a competition in Lexington, and I beat Luke because I made peace with that situation. I went into that competition with a positive mindset. My future in-laws were watching me. My dad came and watched me, and I know Lucas was watching me too. Today, I had a similar situation. The competition was too far away for any of my future in-laws to come, but my dad did come. He drove me. I sat next to Luke the whole time. We talked to each other. We went to lunch together. It was what I needed. And round one, my average was all over the place, but I got PR single. And even if I didn't get PR single, like counting 5-1, 7-4, 7-9 is hilarious. And what I did was I laughed it off because the 4-2 should have been like a 3-7 or a 3-8 if you go back and look at it. But it wasn't, and there's nothing I can do about that now, so I just move on. Next round, I do pretty well, 590 to Luke's 599, and finals, I start off pretty hot, 5-9, 5-0, 5-2. I know that mean of 3, if I can count that 5-0, that's already PR. So my BPA for my first 3 solves mean of 3 was PR average. And then I got a 5-9 and a 6-2. So that's what I mean when there's enough pressure in a competition environment anyway. That's my second chance for PR in the past like 3 weeks. Haven't gotten it either time, but I have plenty of competitions in the next couple of months, so I got plenty of chances. Approach everything with a positive mindset. I learned from my mistakes. Me being with Austin right now is proof that I can learn from my mistakes. The past 2 competitions are proof that I can learn from my mistakes. I want you guys to learn from my mistakes too. If you're in a situation right now where you're being hard on yourself, unreasonably hard on yourself, learn from my mistakes. I was miserable for the last 1.5 years because I put myself in that situation. It's not a good feeling, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. So now, I have a homework assignment for you. If this uploads quickly, it's going to be uploaded at like 11:30 on December 28th, Eastern time, which means most of the people who watch my videos aren't going to see this until tomorrow morning. So, tomorrow morning of December 29th, that gives you 29th, 30th, and the 31st. That gives you 3 days. I want you, this isn't about cubing at all. I have these goals that are for 2025 that are for cubing, for lifting, for lifestyle, everything. I want you to take the next 3 days, come up with 10 goals for yourself that you want to accomplish this year. And I'm not talking about resolutions. I'm not talking about, I'm going to go to the gym every day, and then you miss one day, and then you're back to eating donuts on your couch on, January 7th. No. This is not resolution goals. These are goals that you can set for yourself that are achievable but not easy. That's why I'm giving you 3 days, because that's not an easy task. I want you to come up with goals that you can do, but is not a walk in the park for you either. I'll go ahead, I'll put my goals in the comments section. I'll pin the video. Everything that you do, you need to approach it with a positive mindset. I know I've said that before, but that is the message of this video. Set these goals for yourself. Remember that you've set these goals for yourself. And if you need reminders, like, text me. My number's not hard to find. If you need reminders for yourself, I got you. And if for some reason the YouTube algorithm decides to recommend this to people who aren't cubers, hey, first of all, but secondly, feel free to put your goals in the description as well. I have goals that aren't just cubing. I think like 1 or 2 of my goals are cubing, and the rest of them are lifestyle, because cubing is just a sport. So what's the purpose of me wanting you to set these goals? I have big aspirations for the next year. Not just the speed cubing, not just like with that sport, but I want to completely change the speed cubing world forever this year. And I don't want to give away too much, but stay tuned, because big things are coming. I have realized that it's my purpose to inspire people. I thought that I was put on this earth to be the best cuber ever. I thought it was my purpose to win worlds next year. I thought it was my purpose to get 3x3 world record at some point. My purpose is to inspire. My purpose is to help people improve. Why would I love coaching so much if that wasn't my purpose? Why would I choose to help coach my high school's struggling basketball team if that wasn't my purpose in life, to help people improve? Why would I want to help my brothers so much? Why would me and Austin be holding each other accountable for goals that we have for ourselves if my purpose wasn't to help people improve? This year, I want you to go on a journey. I want you to set these goals for yourself, not just for some self-fulfillment purpose, but for you to find your purpose. Everything has a bright side. If you have a bad solve, it's pointing out the mistakes that you made and fixing them that will help you get better in the future. There's no light without dark. There's no good solves without bad solves. But you take those bad solves, analyze what happened, and you fix it. Set your goals down, and I'll help keep you accountable. Just a text away. See you guys soon.